The strongest person in the room is not the one who speaks the loudest, it is the one who has mastered the power of silence. Imagine someone trying to provoke you. They insult you. They disrespect you. They want to see your anger. They want to control your emotions. But you look at them calmly, and you say nothing. That moment is power. Because the moment someone can control your emotions, they can control you. Welcome to Stoic Ascension, where we build a stronger mind, a disciplined spirit, and a life guided by wisdom. If you are ready to master yourself, share this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more powerful Stoicism. Today we are talking about one of the greatest Stoic principles. Never react again. Not because you are weak. Not because you are afraid. But because your peace is more valuable than any argument. The average person reacts instantly. Someone says something, they answer. Someone attacks them, they fight back. Someone ignores them, they chase. Someone judges them, they become angry. They live like a puppet controlled by every outside force. But a Stoic understands something different. You cannot control what happens around you. You can only control what happens within you. A person who controls their reaction controls their life. There was once a young man who worked in a busy city. Every morning, he walked the same road to work. One day, a stranger accidentally bumped into him and spilled coffee on his clothes. The young man became furious. He started shouting. His entire morning was destroyed. The stranger apologized, but the damage was already done. The young man carried his anger for hours. He arrived at work angry. He treated his co-workers badly. He ruined his own day. But here is the truth. The coffee spill lasted 5 seconds. His reaction lasted 8 hours. The event was small. His emotional reaction made it powerful. This is what happens when we give other people control over our minds. Someone says one sentence, and we allow it to ruin our peace. Someone makes one mistake, and we allow anger to take over. Someone leaves our life, and we allow sadness to destroy our confidence. A Stoic asks, why am I giving someone else the power to control my inner world? The first step to never reacting again is understanding this. A reaction is automatic. A response is chosen. A reaction happens before thought. A response comes from wisdom. When someone insults you, your first instinct may be to defend yourself. When someone criticizes you, your first instinct may be to prove them wrong. But the Stoic creates space between the event and the response. That small space is where your power lives. The ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He faced betrayal, war, sickness, and pressure from all directions. Yet he reminded himself that the opinions and actions of others did not have to control his character. He focused on what he could control. His mind. His choices. His actions. Think about a person who throws a stone at a mountain. The stone hits the mountain and falls. The mountain does not chase the stone. The mountain does not become angry. The mountain simply remains. Be the mountain. People will throw words at you. They will throw criticism. They will throw negativity. But you decide whether those things break you or fall away. Many people lose their power because they feel they must respond to everything. Someone talks about them. They explain. Someone misunderstands them. They defend themselves. Someone doubts them. They try to prove their worth. But a Stoic knows. Not every battle deserves your energy. Silence is sometimes the strongest answer. A person who has confidence does not need to convince everyone. A person who knows their value does not need constant approval. Your actions will always speak louder than your emotional reactions. There was a great warrior who trained for years to become disciplined. One day, another warrior insulted him in front of a crowd. Everyone expected a fight. They wanted to see anger. They wanted to see pride. But the disciplined warrior simply smiled and walked away. Someone asked him, "Why did you let him disrespect you?" The warrior replied, "If someone gives you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The person answered, "The person who brought it." The warrior smiled. "Then I refuse his anger." That is Stoic strength. You do not have to accept every emotion someone tries to give you. The second lesson. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. One of the biggest signs of emotional weakness is the need to constantly prove yourself. A person attacks you, and you immediately write a long explanation. Someone questions you, and you feel desperate to make them understand. But remember, people who truly want to understand you will listen. People who only want to judge you will find a reason no matter what you say. Your peace is not worth sacrificing just to win an argument. The third lesson. Do not let temporary emotions create permanent damage. Many people destroy relationships, opportunities, and their own progress because of one emotional moment. They say things they regret. They make decisions from anger. They quit because of frustration. But emotions are temporary. A storm can be powerful, but it always passes. Your anger will pass. Your sadness will pass. Your frustration will pass. Do not build your future based on a feeling that will disappear. A Stoic does not become emotionless. A Stoic feels. A Stoic cares. A Stoic loves. But a Stoic does not become a slave to emotions. There is a difference. Imagine holding a cup of water. If you hold it for a minute, it is easy. If you hold it for an hour, your hand becomes tired. The water did not become heavier. Your attachment created the pain. The same happens with anger. Holding on to anger hurts you more than the person you are angry with. The fourth lesson. Protect your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. Because the truth is simple. The world does not become peaceful because everyone becomes kind. The world becomes peaceful when you become disciplined. You cannot stop people from being disrespectful. You cannot stop people from making mistakes. You cannot stop people from judging you. But you can stop allowing their actions to steal your peace. That is where true freedom begins. Many people think power means having control over others. They think power means making people fear them. They think power means always having the final word. But the Stoics understood something deeper. The greatest power is having control over yourself. A person who cannot control their anger is not powerful. A person who loses their mind every time someone challenges them is not powerful. A person who needs everyone to agree with them is not free. The person who can stand in the middle of chaos and remain calm has achieved something rare. They have mastered themselves. Imagine two people walking through life. The first person carries a heavy bag filled with every insult they have received, every betrayal they remember, every negative comment someone made about them. Every day they add more weight. Someone says something cruel. They put it in the bag. Someone disappoints them. They put it in the bag. Someone ignores them. They put it in the bag. Eventually, they become exhausted. Not because life became heavier, but because they refuse to let things go. The second person experiences the same problems. They are criticized. They are rejected. They are misunderstood. But they ask, is this worth carrying? If the answer is no, they release it. That person walks lighter. That person is free. A Stoic understands that holding anger is like holding a burning piece of coal and expecting someone else to feel the pain. The person who suffers first is you. Every time you replay an argument in your mind, you are allowing the same moment to hurt you again. The event happened once. But your mind repeats it hundreds of times. Why give yesterday permission to destroy today? The sixth lesson. Stop seeking revenge. When someone hurts you, your ego wants justice immediately. You want them to feel what you felt. You want them to regret their actions. But the Stoic chooses something greater. Growth. Because the best revenge is not becoming like the person who hurt you. The best revenge is becoming someone they can no longer affect. There was a young man who was betrayed by someone close to him. He spent months thinking about revenge. He imagined proving them wrong. He imagined making them regret losing him. But one day, he realized something. Every hour he spent thinking about that person was another hour that person controlled his life. So he made a decision. He stopped looking backward. He focused on building himself. He improved his mind. He improved his habits. He improved his future. Years later, the person who hurt him was still the same. But he was completely different. That was his victory. The seventh lesson. Do not react to disrespect from a place of insecurity. Sometimes we become angry because someone touched a wound inside us. A stranger says something negative, and suddenly we feel the need to defend our identity. But ask yourself, why did those words have so much power over me? A person who truly knows themselves does not collapse because of an opinion. A diamond does not become a stone because someone calls it worthless. Your value does not change because someone fails to recognize it. The eighth lesson. Master the pause. The pause is where your strength grows. Before you answer, pause. Before you send the message, pause. Before you make the decision, pause. That one moment can save you from years of regret. Many people destroy their future because they cannot control 5 seconds of emotion. 5 seconds of anger can destroy a relationship. 5 seconds of pride can ruin an opportunity. 5 seconds of impatience can create a lifetime of consequences. A Stoic protects those 5 seconds. Your mind is like a powerful weapon. But a weapon without control creates destruction. Your emotions are powerful. Your passion is powerful. Your anger is powerful. But without discipline, your own power can become your weakness. The ninth lesson. Do not let people pull you into their chaos. Some people live in constant drama. They create problems. They search for conflict. They want reactions. And if you are not careful, you will spend your life fighting battles that were never yours. A Stoic learns to recognize this. Not every fire needs you to put it out. Not every argument needs your voice. Not every opinion needs your attention. Sometimes walking away is not surrender. Sometimes walking away is wisdom. The strongest person is not always the person who wins the fight. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who had every reason to fight, but chose peace. Because they understood something. Your energy is limited. Your time is limited. Your life is limited. Spend it on becoming better, not proving yourself to people who do not matter. The 10th lesson. Become impossible to control. When you stop reacting, you become free. People cannot easily manipulate you. They cannot easily provoke you. They cannot easily steal your confidence. Because your emotions belong to you. Your peace belongs to you. Your mind belongs to you. Every day, life will ask you the same question. Will you be controlled by what happens outside of you, or will you control yourself? The answer determines the person you become. The world will test you. People will test you. Your own emotions will test you. But every test is an opportunity. An opportunity to become calmer. An opportunity to become wiser. An opportunity to become stronger. Never forget. A calm mind sees clearly. A disciplined mind chooses wisely. A controlled mind cannot easily be defeated. So the next time someone tries to trigger you, smile. Stay calm. Observe. Remember who you are. Because the person who controls their reaction controls their life. Because every time you choose not to react, you are training yourself. You are building a stronger mind. You are proving that your emotions do not own you. Most people spend their lives being controlled by external things. A bad comment ruins their day. A failure destroys their confidence. A rejection makes them question their worth. A difficult person steals their happiness. But the Stoic lives differently. The Stoic understands. Life is not about controlling everything that happens. Life is about controlling yourself when things happen. There was once a man who worked hard every day, but he was constantly surrounded by negative people. Every morning, his co-workers complained. They complained about the job. They complained about life. They complained about everything. At first, he joined them. He carried their negativity with him. He went home tired, not because of his work, but because of the emotions he collected from others. Then one day, he changed his mindset. He decided, I cannot control their attitude, but I can control my own. After that, he stopped reacting. When others complained, he stayed focused. When others created drama, he stayed calm. When others searched for problems, he searched for solutions. Months later, people noticed something different about him. He had the same environment. The same challenges. The same problems. But he had a different mind. That is the power of Stoicism. A person who reacts to everything is like a ship without a captain. Every wave pushes them. Every storm changes their direction. Every outside force controls their movement. But a disciplined person becomes the captain of their own mind. The waves may come. The storms may come. But they decide where they go. The 11th lesson. Stop allowing emotions to make your decisions. Your emotions are messengers, not leaders. Anger can tell you something feels wrong. Fear can tell you something feels uncertain. Sadness can tell you something matters. But emotions should not always hold the steering wheel. A wise person listens to emotions. Then chooses with reason. Think about a person who receives an angry message. Their first instinct is to reply immediately. They type. They attack. They send words they cannot take back. Then later, when their emotions disappear, they regret it. But the Stoic does something different. They read the message. They feel the emotion. They wait. They allow the mind to become clear. Then they decide. Sometimes the strongest reply is no reply. The 12th lesson. Your silence can reveal your strength. Many people are uncomfortable with silence because silence forces them to face themselves. They need constant attention. Constant validation. Constant reactions. But a person who is comfortable with silence has power. Silence shows discipline. Silence shows confidence. Silence shows that you do not need to prove your existence. There is a difference between being silent because you are afraid, and being silent because you are in control. A weak person stays quiet because they have no courage. A Stoic stays quiet because they have mastered their courage. The 13th lesson. Do not let your ego control you. The ego wants to win every battle. The ego wants to be respected by everyone. The ego wants to respond to every challenge. But the ego is expensive. It costs peace. It costs relationships. It costs growth. Sometimes your ego tells you, show them they are wrong. But wisdom tells you, focus on becoming better. A small tree bends when the wind comes. A strong tree can break because it refuses to move. The lesson is not to become weak. The lesson is to become adaptable. A Stoic knows when to stand firm. And when to let something pass. The 14th lesson. Do not confuse reaction with strength. Some people think anger makes them powerful. They think shouting makes them respected. They think aggression makes them strong. But anyone can lose control. Real strength is staying calm when you have every reason to be angry. Anyone can explode. Not everyone can remain peaceful. The ancient Stoics believed that your character is revealed by how you respond to difficult situations. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. The real test is when life becomes difficult. When someone insults you. When things do not go your way. When plans fail. That is when your training begins. Your greatest victories will not always be visible. Sometimes your greatest victory is the argument you avoided. The anger you controlled. The negative thought you replaced. The temptation you resisted. The moment you chose wisdom over emotion. Those are the battles that build you. Remember. Every time you react without thinking, you give away power. Every time you pause and choose, you take that power back. Your mind is your kingdom. Do not allow every stranger to enter and create chaos. Protect it. Train it. Strengthen it. One day, you will look back and realize. The things that once controlled you no longer affect you. The opinions that once hurt you no longer matter. The situations that once broke your peace no longer have power. Because you changed. You became disciplined. You became calm. You became unshakable. If this message connected with you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment. I control my mind, I control my reaction. And subscribe to Stoic Ascension for more powerful Stoicism, discipline, and wisdom. Remember. The person who masters their reaction becomes the person nobody can control. The moment you lose control of your reaction, you give someone else control over your life. Imagine this. Someone insults you. Someone disrespects you. Someone tries to make you angry. In that exact moment, you have two choices. You can become a prisoner of your emotions, or you can become the master of your mind. Because the strongest person in the room is not always the loudest. Sometimes, it is the person who stays calm when everyone else is losing control. Welcome to Stoic Ascension. Before we begin, remember to share your thoughts in the comments, share this message with someone who needs this wisdom, and subscribe to Stoic Ascension for more powerful Stoic lessons that can help you build a stronger mind. The ancient Stoics understood something that many people still struggle with today. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Your response is your power. A person can take your money. They can criticize your name. They can challenge your patience. But nobody can control your mind unless you give them permission. A long time ago, there was a man walking through a crowded marketplace. People around him were shouting, arguing, and reacting to every small problem. One person bumped into him and immediately started insulting him. Everyone expected him to fight back. But the man simply looked at him calmly and walked away. Someone nearby asked, "Why didn't you respond? Didn't he disrespect you?" The man smiled and said, "If someone gives you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The person replied, "The person who gave it." The man said, "Exactly. I refused his anger." That is the power of controlling your response. Most people think power is about controlling others. They spend their lives trying to change people's opinions, reactions, and behavior. But the Stoic knows the real battle is inside. The person who controls their emotions controls their future. Every day, life will test you. Someone will annoy you. Someone will misunderstand you. Something will not go according to your plan. The question is not, will life challenge me? The question is, who will I become when life challenges me? A weak mind reacts instantly. A strong mind observes first. A weak mind allows anger to make decisions. A disciplined mind chooses its response. Think about a fire. Fire is useful when controlled. It can create warmth, cook food, and provide energy. But when fire controls itself, it destroys everything around it. Your emotions are the same. Anger can protect you when you control it. Fear can warn you when you understand it. Sadness can teach you when you accept it. But when emotions control you, they become your master. The Stoic does not remove emotions. The Stoic learns to lead them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminded himself that people's actions often come from their own understanding and struggles. Instead of immediately becoming angry, he practiced patience and reason. This does not mean allowing people to treat you badly. It means refusing to destroy your own peace because of someone else's behavior. Imagine someone trying to start an argument with you. They are expecting anger. They are expecting a reaction. But instead, you stay calm. You answer with wisdom. You walk away when necessary. At that moment, you have won a battle most people never even notice. You have defeated yourself. And defeating yourself is one of the greatest victories a person can achieve. Because the hardest person to control is often not the person in front of you. It is the person inside you. Your thoughts. Your impulses. Your emotions. Your ego. Every time you pause before reacting, you become stronger. Every time you choose patience over anger, you build discipline. Every time you choose peace over chaos, you move closer to becoming the person you want to be. There was once a young warrior who trained for years to become powerful. He was physically strong, skilled, and confident. But his teacher noticed something. The warrior could defeat anyone in a fight, but he could not control his temper. One day, the teacher intentionally insulted him. The warrior became furious and reached for his weapon. The teacher stopped him and said, "You have trained your body, but you have not trained your mind. Anyone can be controlled by anger. The true warrior controls anger." That lesson stayed with him forever. Because strength without self-control is dangerous. Knowledge without discipline is wasted. Power without wisdom becomes destruction. The greatest victory is not defeating another person. The greatest victory is mastering yourself. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember. A reaction is a choice. You do not have to answer every insult. You do not have to fight every battle. You do not have to explain yourself to everyone. Your peace is valuable. Protect it. Your mind is your kingdom. Guard it. Because when you control your response, you stop allowing the world to control your emotions. And when you control your emotions, you begin to control your life. Most people believe their problems come from what happens around them. They think, if people treated me better, I would have peace. They think, if life became easier, I would finally be happy. But the Stoic understands something deeper. Peace does not come from controlling the outside world. Peace comes from controlling the world inside you. Because the same situation can break one person and strengthen another. Two people can experience the same failure. One person says, "My life is over." The other says, "This is a lesson that will make me stronger." The difference is not the event. The difference is the response. Your response creates your reality. A farmer once planted two seeds in the same field. One seed grew into a strong tree. The other struggled and barely survived. Someone asked the farmer, "Why did one grow stronger than the other?" The farmer replied, "Both faced the same rain, the same sun, and the same soil. The difference was how deeply their roots grew." Life will send storms. Challenges will come. People will disappoint you. But if your mind has strong roots, you will not be destroyed by every storm. This is what Stoicism teaches. Do not build your happiness on things you cannot control. Do not give your peace to people who can take it away with a simple comment. Do not allow a bad moment to become a bad life. One of the biggest mistakes people make is reacting emotionally in temporary situations. Someone says something hurtful. You respond with anger. Later, when your emotions calm down, you realize you said things you cannot take back. A few seconds of uncontrolled emotion can create years of regret. This is why the Stoics practiced the pause. Before you speak, think. Before you act, observe. Before you react, ask yourself, is this response going to make me stronger or weaker? A powerful person is not someone who never feels anger. A powerful person is someone who feels anger but does not become a slave to it. Imagine holding a cup filled with water. If someone bumps into you and the water spills, you might say, they made me spill it. But the truth is, the water was already inside the cup. The person only revealed what was there. Life does the same thing. People do not create your anger. They reveal what you still need to control. If someone insults you and you lose control, the insult was not the real problem. The real problem was that someone else had the key to your emotions. Take back the key. Your mind belongs to you. Your peace belongs to you. Your response belongs to you. The Stoic warrior understands that every challenge is training. Every difficult person is an opportunity to practice patience. Every frustrating moment is a chance to build discipline. You cannot build mental strength when everything is comfortable. A muscle grows when it faces resistance. The mind grows the same way. The next time life tests you, do not ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? A person with a weak mindset sees obstacles as punishment. A person with a Stoic mindset sees obstacles as preparation. There was a man who lost his job after working at the same company for many years. At first, he was angry. He blamed his boss. He blamed the economy. He blamed everyone around him. But after some time, he changed his perspective. He said, this ending forced me to discover a path I was too comfortable to search for. Years later, that moment he hated became the beginning of his greatest achievement. The event did not change. His response changed. And that changed everything. Your life is shaped by the meaning you give to your experiences. You can look at failure and see defeat. Or you can look at failure and see a lesson. You can look at rejection and see your value being questioned. Or you can see it as redirection. The Stoic mind does not ask for an easy life. It asks for the strength to handle any life. Because storms do not make the tree weak. They reveal how strong its roots are. Every day, you have a choice. You can be controlled by your emotions. Or you can control them. You can let people decide your mood. Or you can protect your peace. You can react like everyone else. Or you can rise above. Remember this. A person who controls their reaction cannot easily be controlled. They cannot be manipulated by anger. They cannot be destroyed by criticism. They cannot be shaken by every opinion. Because their power comes from within. This is the path of the Stoic. Not becoming emotionless. Becoming unstoppable. Not avoiding challenges. Becoming stronger because of them. Not running from life. Mastering yourself while living it. So the next time you feel your emotions rising, remember. The moment between what happens and how you respond is where your freedom lives. That small moment is where your character is built. That moment decides who you become. The moment you lose control of your reaction, you lose control of your life. Someone insults you. Someone betrays you. Someone doubts you. And in that exact moment, you have a choice. You can become a prisoner of your emotions. Or you can become the master of yourself. Because the strongest person in the room is not the one who can destroy others. It is the person who can control themselves when everything around them is trying to break them. Welcome to Stoic Ascension. Today we are talking about one of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism. Control your response, control your life. If you understand this, you will stop giving your power away to people, situations, and emotions that do not deserve control over you. Before we begin, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me the moment when you learned the importance of controlling your reaction. And if you want more powerful lessons on Stoicism, make sure you subscribe to Stoic Ascension. Let's begin. There was once a man who had everything going for him. He was building his career, improving himself, and working every day toward his goals. But there was one problem. He allowed other people's actions to control his emotions. If someone ignored him, he felt rejected. If someone criticized him, he became angry. If someone disrespected him, he spent the entire day thinking about revenge. One day, an old mentor looked at him and said, "You are allowing people who do not control your life to control your mind." Those words changed everything. The man realized something important. The world was not destroying his peace. His response to the world was destroying his peace. This is the foundation of Stoicism. You cannot control everything that happens. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control how people treat you. You cannot control every problem that enters your life. But you can control your response. And your response determines your future. A Stoic understands the difference between what is within their control and what is outside their control. The ancient Stoics believed that your peace comes from focusing your energy only on what belongs to you. Your thoughts. Your actions. Your choices. Your attitude. Everything else is outside your power. Imagine someone insults you. The insult itself is outside your control. But whether you become angry, whether you fight back, whether you allow it to ruin your day, that belongs to you. Two people can experience the same situation and react completely differently. One person becomes angry and destroys their peace. Another person stays calm and walks away stronger. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the response. A powerful example comes from a Stoic idea. You can throw a stone at a wall, but the wall does not get offended. Why? Because the wall does not give the stone power. Many people are like open doors. Every comment enters. Every opinion enters. Every negative word enters. They allow strangers to control their emotions without permission. But a disciplined mind becomes like a strong wall. Things may hit you. But they do not control you. You decide what enters your mind. You decide what deserves your energy. There will be moments when people try to provoke you. They want a reaction. They want you angry. They want you emotional. Because an emotional person is easier to control. Think about an argument. Someone says something disrespectful. Your first instinct is to attack back. But a Stoic asks, will this reaction improve my life? Will this anger create a better outcome? Am I responding with wisdom or just emotion? The person who controls themselves has already won. Not because they defeated another person, but because they defeated the need to react. A young warrior once asked a Stoic teacher, "How do I become powerful?" The teacher replied, "Stop being controlled by what happens around you." The warrior was confused. He expected a lesson about fighting. He expected a lesson about strength. But the teacher explained, a person who cannot control their anger is not powerful. Their anger controls them. A person who cannot control their desires is not free. Their desires control them. A person who cannot control their reactions is not in control of their life. True power begins inside. Your emotions are valuable. But they are not your master. Anger can warn you. Fear can protect you. Sadness can teach you. But you cannot allow emotions to drive your decisions. A person who reacts instantly becomes a slave to the moment. A person who thinks before responding becomes the master of the moment. The pause between what happens and how you respond is where your power lives. Imagine someone loses a job. One person says, "My life is over." They become bitter. They blame everyone. They stop trying. Another person says, "This is painful, but what can I learn from this?" They improve. They adapt. They grow. Same situation. Different response. Different life. Your circumstances do not define you. Your response defines you. Many people spend their lives trying to control people. They want others to respect them. They want others to understand them. They want others to act the way they want. But the Stoic realizes, the more you try to control others, the more frustrated you become. The only person you truly control is yourself. Control your mind. Control your actions. Control your reactions. And your life begins to change. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, reminded himself that his mind had power over his experience. He understood that events themselves do not create our suffering. The meaning we attach to events creates our suffering. Someone ignores you. You think, "They hate me." Someone criticizes you. You think, "I am not good enough." But what if you changed the story? What if you said, "This is an opportunity to become stronger. This is a chance to improve. This moment does not control me." Your mind is the place where your reality is created. The world will test you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Unexpected problems will appear. But every challenge gives you an opportunity. An opportunity to practice self-control. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. The real test is staying calm when everything is difficult. That is where character is built. A man once walked through a storm carrying a candle. The wind was strong. The rain was heavy. Someone asked him, "Why are you protecting that small candle? The storm is too powerful." The man replied, "I cannot control the storm, but I can protect my flame." Your inner peace is that flame. Protect it. Do not let someone's anger become your anger. Do not let someone's negativity become your negativity. Do not let someone's chaos destroy your calm. The Stoic life is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming disciplined. It is about feeling emotions without allowing emotions to control your actions. It is about choosing wisdom over impulse. Choosing patience over anger. Choosing growth over complaining. Every day you have a chance to practice. When someone annoys you, practice patience. When someone doubts you, practice confidence. When something goes wrong, practice acceptance. Every challenge is training. Every difficult moment is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. Remember this. You cannot control the world. But you can control yourself. You cannot control people's opinions. But you can control your self-respect. You cannot control every problem. But you can control how you face it. And when you master your response, you begin to master your life. Because your life is not shaped only by what happens to you. It is shaped by what you choose to do with what happens to you. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, stay calm. The next time life becomes difficult, stay focused. The next time something happens outside your control, remember, your power is not in controlling the world. Your power is in controlling yourself. That is the path of the Stoic. That is the path of strength. That is the path of Stoic ascension. Because the person who controls their response has something most people spend their entire lives searching for. Freedom. Not freedom from responsibilities. Not freedom from challenges. But freedom from being controlled by every outside event. Most people wake up and immediately give away their power. A message they do not like changes their mood. A stranger's opinion affects their confidence. A small problem ruins their entire day. They are living like a boat in the ocean, being pushed around by every wave. But a Stoic becomes the captain of the boat. The waves may come. The storm may arrive. But the person holding the direction remains in control. There was a man who worked for years building his reputation. He gave his best effort. He helped people. He stayed disciplined. But one day, someone spread a false rumor about him. At first, he felt the anger rising. He wanted to defend himself. He wanted to prove everyone wrong. He wanted to fight back immediately. But he remembered a Stoic lesson. Do not allow someone else's behavior to control your character. So instead of reacting with anger, he continued living according to his values. Over time, the truth revealed itself. And people respected him more because he showed something rare. Self-control. Anyone can react. Few people can remain calm. A person who controls their response does not need to win every argument. They understand that peace is sometimes more valuable than being right. Many people lose hours, days, and even years trying to prove themselves to people who were never willing to understand them. The Stoic asks, is this worth my energy? Will this matter 1 year from now? Am I protecting my peace or feeding my ego? Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Not because you are weak. Because you are disciplined enough not to waste your power. Your reaction reveals your level of mastery. When someone hurts you, your first emotion may be anger. That is human. But the next choice belongs to you. Will you become the same person who hurt you? Or will you rise above the situation? A person who hurts others often wants you to become like them. They want your peace to disappear. They want your emotions to become their victory. But when you remain calm, you take away their control. A wise person once said, if someone hands you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to? The answer is the person who offered it. The same applies to negativity. Someone gives you anger. Someone gives you hate. Someone gives you disrespect. You do not have to accept it. You can choose not to carry what was never yours. Many people think strength means showing people you cannot be hurt. But Stoicism teaches something deeper. Strength is knowing you can be hurt. And still choosing your response. Strength is feeling pain. But not allowing pain to control your actions. Strength is facing disappointment. And still moving forward. Life will never stop testing your patience. There will always be difficult people. There will always be unexpected situations. There will always be moments where reacting feels easier than thinking. But remember, the easy choice is not always the powerful choice. Anyone can explode in anger. Anyone can complain. Anyone can blame. But discipline requires you to pause and choose a better path. Think about a fire. A small spark can become a massive fire if you feed it. Your emotions work the same way. A small frustration becomes anger. Anger becomes resentment. Resentment becomes a mindset. And before you know it, one moment has controlled your entire life. But if you learn to control the spark, you control the fire. The Stoics trained their minds daily. They understood that emotional control is not built in one moment. It is built through practice. Every difficult conversation is practice. Every disappointment is practice. Every challenge is practice. Life is your training ground. Every situation asks one question. Will you be controlled by this, or will you control yourself? Imagine two people facing failure. The first person says, I failed, so I am a failure. They let one event define their identity. The second person says, I failed, so I have learned something. They use the experience to grow. The difference is not the failure. The difference is the response. Your interpretation creates your direction. Do not underestimate the power of a calm mind. A calm mind sees opportunities where others see problems. A calm mind makes better decisions. A calm mind does not waste energy fighting battles that do not matter. This is why Stoicism is not just philosophy. It is a way of living. It teaches you how to stand strong in a world that constantly tries to shake you. So today, make a promise to yourself. I will not let anger control me. I will not let other people's opinions define me. I will not allow temporary emotions to create permanent mistakes. I will choose my response. Because my response is my power. The person who controls their emotions controls their actions. The person who controls their actions controls their habits. The person who controls their habits controls their future. And the person who controls their future creates a life built on strength. This is the journey of Stoic ascension. Keep training your mind. Keep building your discipline. Keep becoming the person who cannot be controlled by the outside world. If this message helped you, share it with someone who needs this reminder. Drop a comment below and tell me. What is one reaction you are learning to control? And subscribe to Stoic Ascension for more powerful Stoic lessons that help you master your mind and transform your life. Remember, control your response, and you control your life.